Hi y'all. So I got pulled to do like a collective energy check-in and like a collective reading. So I came outside and I started to think about it some more, and I guess I was like, yeah, I feel like I should do this. So like I was inside thinking about spirituality and also the state of the world right now, and I've gotten a couple of messages recently about like ego. I thought a lot about ego. I follow some people on Instagram, like, just general, like, spiritual psychology type people, and I saw a lot of posts about ego. So I was thinking about it a lot, and I started to think about how it's so deceiving and almost evil when I see people use spirituality to, like, rationalize their own self-centered behavior. And like I feel like I see people using it in a really narrow-minded way, people using their spirituality in a really self-limiting way, as opposed to what I think its purpose is for self-expansion. It's for like reality expansion, it's for knowledge expansion, it's for wisdom expansion. And like it hurts when I see people using it in selfish ways, and they use it to justify poor behavior, and they use it to serve some weird like superiority thing. It makes me really upset because I just think that totally defeats the purpose of this kind of stuff. People who practice tarot and consider themselves spiritual. It's like, I don't know, it makes me upset because I just think that that's such a selfish way to use something that should be used so positively, and I think it really should be used to help people. And when I see it being not used to help people and instead used to, I don't know, hold something over someone's head, it rubs me the wrong way. I think it has something to do with the fact that, like, that's something that drove me away from religion. I just think that spirituality is and should remain about individuality and self-expression, and it's very personal. It's like, it should be about what it means to you, but it hurts my heart a lot when I see people use it in really, just hurts my heart when I see people use it in really counterintuitive ways, counterproductive ways. It hurts because I'm like, these people are trying, but they still haven't escaped that ego self. And I just thought a lot about ego and how a lot of things in this world that we do today are like to serve the ego. And I think one of the most powerful things that people can do as humans is to rise above their ego and like understand their ego and have the ability to separate themselves from it. And like, ego work is so important, and there's so many really great spiritual people that you could go to and talk to them about it. I just wanted to like go on a little tangent, go on a little train of thought. I just think that, yeah, ego is wild, and I think it causes a lot of problems, and I think we can see that in the world where there's like deep-rooted ego even in society, like on a larger scale. Like, you can see that society loves to serve its ego, and societies are built upon that. Economies are built upon that. Anyway, I don't know. That's kind of the messages that were coming through for me. I was thinking about it a lot. I hope it made some sense. By the way, I'm really inspired by this tarot reader and spiritual person on YouTube called Queen Cup. She's really incredible. She does really in-depth monthly readings for free, and then she also has a Patreon. But her wisdom and the things she channels, and she just, yeah, go watch her channel, Queen Cup. I've gotten so much out of her tarot readings, and like, to me, like, it's the most in-depth and like very resonant readings I've seen for myself, and it's one of those readers where, like, you can literally, like, oh, that title resonates, I'm gonna watch that video, and then it does. Like, and she says that, like, she's not about that either. Like, watch what resonates with you. It doesn't have to be your sign. But yeah, she's great, and I really am inspired by all her little, like, tangents that she goes on about ego and things in the world and the way people are, and it's very informative and enlightening. She's really great, but I just wanted to shout her out, and I don't know, I got inspired to kind of do this by her. I don't know, I want to do a collective reading and see if some stuff comes up about that. We will see. I think I've been shoveling long enough. It is really windy out here. I'm really worried these are going to blow away. I'm from the Northeast and it is really hot right now. It's like muggy hot. So I'm probably going to start sweating. Also, a quick shout out to my really good friend. She sent me some design works for my channel that I'm gonna use. She does a little bit of like graphic design and stuff, and she's so talented, and she just randomly sent me these like little illustrations that I could use for my channel, and I was like, these are incredible, like, are you kidding me? It was really, really sweet and thoughtful. I'm definitely gonna post them. I'm gonna change my profile picture right after this video probably. I'm really afraid this is gonna blow away. Any messages for the collective? Messages of healing, truth, love, light, tough love. It's so muggy outside. These cards are like sticking together. This is crazy. This is such a different shuffling experience than usual. I saw the devil real quick. The ego. Everybody's chained to their ego. We're bound to it, but that doesn't mean we can't break free from it. Alright, I'm just gonna pull. Whew. Ooh! Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I'm just gonna do this like a basic reading, like I usually do the 6 cards, and then the bottom of the deck is the general energy. I feel that, well, the overall energy is the 8 of Cups reversed, and I was studying this card just yesterday. I just wanted to do more research about it, and it definitely said, giving it one more shot, trying one more time. Like, in reverse, it's like, there's something you're still holding on to, you're not, like, walking away from yet, you're not ready to move on from yet. I think this could be, like, collectively, a lot of people aren't ready to move on from the mindsets and the beliefs and, like, what they know and their reality. Some people hold on to that really tightly, and it's really hard to let go of when change starts coming in, whether on, like, change on a very personal level or change on a very collective level. When change comes in, it's so easy for so many people to cling to whatever they currently know, believe, because if their external environment is constantly changing and there's no constant in it for them to grab onto, then at least in their mind internally, what they know, their self, they can cling on to that. It's something familiar that they know, and they can cling on to that. But it's really hard when change comes in to change your mind, and that's what learning is. But it's so crazy that, like, as we grow and change as people, like, changing your beliefs, changing your mindset, changing, like, the way you view something, it's such a heavy transformation. Like, you're changing the wiring of your brain, like how you perceive things, how you conceptualize things, how you process things. That's a hard thing to let go of. But I think that's something we're struggling with right now. There's a lot to hold on to internally when everything around us is so chaotic and constantly changing. It's like we need something to cling to, and it's hard to let go of our emotional attachment to an old version of ourselves, an emotional attachment to, you know, something external, something that was, something that no longer is, or is, we can see it in front of us becoming something different, and we're not ready to let go of that. We have the Eight of Swords reversed. I think when I say we, I just mean we as a collective. We people. I'm not going to exclude myself because I'm very well much a part of everything. I think we may be finally starting to break out of this cycle that we're in. Like, ooh. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords reversed, the Four of Wands reversed, and the Wheel of Fortune. I've gotten all three of these cards a lot lately. I feel like I've been seeing them. I feel like we're finally starting to break out of this cycle of, like, everything's good, everything's happy and lucky and great, and everything's fine. And there's things we're celebrating, there's things taking pride in. I feel like we're breaking out of this cycle that we're trapped in, where it's like we're pretending everything's fine, and we're finally realizing there's a lot not worth celebrating. We can't celebrate yet. It's like we're breaking out of this cycle, and there's finally some, like, things are not good right now, but that's important. That means we're breaking the cycle. Things are really weird and up in the air right now, but that's because we broke a cycle of, like, false perfectionism. Or we're breaking out of a mindset, we're breaking out of a perspective, a perception that everything was fine. Maybe you personally have been having a lot of, like, realizations of, like, I'm finally broke this thing I thought I was stuck in, of everything's fine, but really it's not. We're realizing that, and we're realizing we were happy or celebrating or in, like, good mood for the wrong reasons. We didn't see the things that were, we didn't see before the things that were not going well. We only saw what was, like, the happy picture, I guess. I don't know. When I think of the Four of Wands, I think of, like, happy family, like, perfect picture, just, like, very conventional measures and standards of happiness, like, for family, and I just, when that's not right, when that's reversed, I feel like there's something broken about that, or I don't know. Weird tangent. But the Wheel of Fortune, like, the wheel's turning. That's like I think the Wheel of Fortune can be such a big card in a collective reading. Like, the wheel is turning. Like, something's gotta give. It's changing whether we like it or not. Time is moving forward. Destiny and fate are chugging on. Like, the world doesn't stop. It's gonna keep moving, and change is gonna come. Like, it's inevitable. Collectively, like, the wheel is turning for so many, like, things, and I was looking at it earlier from the top of the deck, and it just flew off. The Nine of Wands. I'm definitely gonna get to that, but the Wheel of Fortune is just so powerful. Like, the wheel's turning. Things are changing whether we like it or not. And then we have the Ten of Cups. I feel like we all want the Ten of Cups for ourselves, for our communities. And I think we're gonna get there. I think we're gonna get there, but it's gonna be tough because we have to make a decision. And we have to make the decision to admit to ourselves that we don't have all the tools we need. It's not gonna be easy. We can't just snap our fingers. If this is personal for you, you know what your 10 of Cups looks like. You can see it coming, and the wheel is turning, and you're breaking out of old mindsets, and the wheel is turning, and you're moving towards your 10 of Cups. You know what it looks like, you know what you want, but you have to make an honest decision that you don't always have the power to manifest it in the exact way that you want. It's gonna look everything like you thought it was gonna. Like, there could be, oh, I just got a whole different message. Like, we want our 10 of Cups collectively, but we have to make a decision that we have to admit, like, hey, we're not communicating well. We're not doing this right. We're not, as people, communicating well with ourselves. We're not in touch with ourselves. There's the whole ego thing. Yeah, there's the whole ego thing. We have to admit that to get to our 10 of Cups, we gotta look inside and, like, understand that we are out of touch with ourselves as people. We have to admit to ourselves that to get to our 10 of Cups, we have to admit that we are not good communicators. We're not in touch with each other. We're not in touch with ourselves. There's a disconnect there. And we know that we as individuals don't have all the tools and all the power necessary within ourselves to do it. But together, collectively, we can make change. The wheel of fortune is turning, helping us break out of this mindset that things are impossible to change. They are. They're not impossible to change. Like, it's possible. Like, the wheel of fortune is turning, making us move towards our 10 of Cups, but it's going to come with, like, some tough thinking, some, like, a lot of people are going to have these kind of 2 of Swords moments within themselves where they're like, oh wow, I'm being presented with 2 different decisions right now about how to move forward with my life as a person in this community, in this society, or, you know, however you want to view it at large. I feel like some people are really going to be on the fence like that. They're going to have to decide to change their mind, restructure the way they think about things, take the blindfold off and look at things from a different perspective. And it's gonna make people step out of their ego. It's gonna make people step out of this, like, idea that you have all the tools and you can do it all by yourself. It's an ego thing. We're not all the magician all the time. We don't always have all the tools we need. We need to reach out and get help from people. We're in this together. Because when we want the 4 of Wands, when we finally get our 4 of Wands upright, we're going to be celebrating together as a community. Not selective celebrating. Not only some people get to celebrate. We're not there yet. Yeah. We don't have all the tools. And you know what? We don't have all the tools as a society, but guess what? We can build them. We can come up with them. We, as a community, as a collective, we may not have all the tools right now, but we're smart, innovative people. Humans are inventive, they're innovative, and we can create the tools to make the change. And this 9 of Wands, I think it has something to say about the people who are, again, like, guarded and very, like, protective of what they've built, what they know, what they're familiar with. They're defensive and protective of the way things are. A lot of people are guarding and protecting what it is they know because it's hard to step out of that. Yeah. People are very guarded because change is hard, and it's really hard for some people in particular, and change is so important though. And the most powerful part of change is when you change your mind. Because that's the first part. When people change something in their brain, that's the first step. And then it leads to action, and then that leads to multiplying collective action. This is really great. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna pull 3 more cards. Any other messages for the collective? Messages of truth, advice, love, healing, light, hope, perspective, optimism. All the adjectives. There's a hornet flying around, it's fine. The Nine of Pentacles reversed, the Knight of Cups reversed, and the Knight of Swords upright. Again, I don't think that we're very self-sufficient right now. I think that, you know, upright, the Nine of Pentacles is like, I got my own, I got it together, I have all the abundance I need, I'm doing it for myself. It's like the opposite of that. It's like we're not in abundance right now, we're in a lack. We are not self-sufficient, we desperately need the help of others. And it's like, we're being really immature about it. I don't know, I got this message of immaturity with this one, like, creative block. We can't think of the ways to build for ourselves and build something new and make changes and start over, because like we're in that mindset of like, new things take completely new mindsets to create. Like, there's things that we haven't thought of yet, and the fact that things might be different than everything we know is like, how do you create something new out of this? How do you create a new way to do this thing that we've always done this way? It's really hard for some to conceptualize outside of that. It's tough to imagine something that you've never seen, something that you don't know what it is yet, what it exists like. And we're not in abundance, that's for sure. It's even like it can either be like you got carried away with spending and now you're kind of in a place where you weren't as abundant as you used to be, or you want to get to that place of like abundance for yourself and self-sufficiency, but like you aren't managing your money well, you overspend, or the exact opposite where you hoard your money and you are gaining all of it for what purpose? To serve who? How are you spending? Are you spending it wisely? Are you being too conservative with your money? And we're just thinking like, how do we come up with new ways for things to exist if we don't know how to build them yet? We don't know how to build that for ourselves. How are we going to reach out for help to build this? Because we're still stuck in that mindset of ego. Like, things are fine. They're not. You're realizing that they're not. Things are not fine, and we need to build something new, and it's going to take a lot of collective energy, but the wheel is turning. We can't stop it. Like, change is coming, but we got to come up with the ways that we want to go about it. And the Knight of Swords, like, we can rush in, we can be impulsive, but I think that we're more in this energy of like, we want to move forward, we want to be innovative, we want to come up with these new ideas. We're driven by this. There's more momentum than ever. There's more momentum than ever. The Knight of Swords is like, I see it and I'm going for it. There's nothing stopping me. I'm gonna pull one more. Any other messages for the collective? Any other messages for the collective? Ah, I love it! The Two of Cups. That's one of my favorite cards. I think that, like, we're gonna regain this sense of, like, compassion and balance and harmony with other people. I think we're reconnecting as people, as a collective, as a society, as a community. There's gonna be this balance and harmony and give and take. There's gonna be a new level of openness to people. 'Cause think about it, we've all been through a lot of the same things together now, so now there's a deeper understanding between people. There's a lot more of a collectivism. I mean, like, not to get, like, real, but even just think of, you know, the pandemic. It's affecting everyone. Like, no one is excluded from this. Like, we have this deeper understanding, this deeper collectivism now as humans, where, like, we feel more connected to each other because we're all going through this thing. And all of this change and upheaval and this wheel turning, it's gonna bring us closer to each other, back into alignment with each other, back into harmony. This is possible. This Ten of Cups, this harmonious community, it's possible. We just have to reconnect with each other. And it starts with the simplest one-on-ones. People reconnecting with their families, because a lot of people started working from home. People reconnecting with their partners, with their friends via new mediums. People reconnecting with what's going on in the world through the news and social media. And yeah, there's a new sense of connectedness, ironically. This Two of Cups is a goal that I think we as people should strive for. Connected with ourselves. Because when you connect with yourself, I'm going to bring it back to the ego thing. When you're connected with yourself, it's like your different versions of yourself are connected, and you can tell, you can have one of yourselves, like, tell another to shut up when they're pulling some shit. Like, when you're connected, how do I say this? When you're connected with yourself, you have the ability to, like, tap into your ego and be like, that's my ego. I need to, like, shut that shit off right now because it's not serving me. Like, there's benefits to your ego. Your ego serves you in some ways, and then in other ways it doesn't. And when you're in tune with your ego, you have the ability to turn it off. To be like, hey, knock it off. And when it's not serving you. You know what I mean? But when we're connected with ourselves, we can, like, tap into those different, and we're like, okay, I know that I'm thinking and feeling from this part of myself right now, and is it serving me or is it not? Is this, like, way of thinking right now helping me, or is it hurting me? And that's a really powerful tool to have as individuals, because we can bring that outward into our connection with each other. When we're realizing that we're speaking and talking and feeling and acting from a place of ego, when we can tap into that and be like, oh, I'm coming from a place of ego right now, we can change that and then use that to help others and be there for others. Because I think ego is what stops us from helping others sometimes. The ego is important because, like, you need to put yourself first to survive. That's, you know, biology. Like, your ego serves you to protect yourself and help yourself survive. And like I said, like, it can get out of hand. It can make you believe that you are more important in situations where it's not necessary to think like that. And that's, your survival is not being threatened. And there's times when your ego isn't necessary and it doesn't serve you. And it's really powerful to be able to let your guard down and admit that you don't need your ego right now, because when you put that down, you have the ability to reach out and help other people, to put them first instead of yourself. I had my own, like, ego realization lately. Like, I've been having to do some ego work. It's crazy. Okay, that's all I have. I really liked that. I think that was some really powerful messages. I really hope this resonated with you in some way. If it did, leave comments down below. Tell me how you connected with it, how it helped. Share your thoughts. I'm like down to have conversations in the comments. I'm cool with that. I like how this theme of community came up in this, because that's kind of why I wanted to start this channel, is because I found and really started practicing tarot because of the community that existed, even just here on YouTube and like on the internet. And I felt really a part of it, and I wanted to like do more in it. And I think it's really cool how there's whole communities of things like this, and they're meant to empower each other and help each other, not serve our own egos. There's plenty of those people in these communities, but I don't want nothing to do with them. Spirituality is about reaching out and helping others and using it to better yourself so that you can better help other people, so that you can better connect with other people, have better relationships with people. So yeah, that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. If you could like this and subscribe to my channel, I would really, really appreciate it.